Today I want to talk about a very significant political moment in Nigeria this January 2026, involving two powerful figures, Nyesom Wike and Asari Dokubo, and what the recent meeting could mean for Nigerian politics, especially as we edge closer to the 2027 general election. This story touches on loyalty, power blocks, shifting alliances, and the ongoing race for influence ahead of the next major election cycle. So let's start with the basic gist of what happened. On Tuesday, January 6th, 2026, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, paid a courtesy visit to Asari Dokubo, who is now the Amanyanabo, that's the paramount ruler, of Torisarama Piri in the Jima local government area of Rivers State. This was not just any casual visit, it was a politically meaningful engagement. Wike, who has been on a sort of thank you tour across parts of Rivers State since December 2025, went to see Dokubo in his palace to earn respect, curry favor, and importantly, to rally support for President Bola Tinubu's re-election bid in 2027. People's Gazette Nigeria +1. Now, if you're wondering why this matters, you have to understand the players here. Nyesom Wike is one of the most dominant political figures in the South and indeed in Nigeria. Once governor of Rivers State himself, Wike is now a top federal minister, commanding substantial influence within the political landscape. He's respected and feared in equal measure, and he has a reputation for being a strong strategist, someone who doesn't just show up for photo ops, but plays a significant role behind the scenes. His political journey has had its ups and downs, including notable rivalries within his own state politics, but he remains a heavyweight. The Guardian Nigeria Asari Dokubo, on the other hand, is one of Nigeria's most recognizable Niger Delta figures. If you trace his history, and I'm talking decades, he started off as an activist and former militant leader in the Niger Delta region. Over the years, he became a symbol for resistance and the struggle for resource control and local autonomy in the Niger Delta. His name carries weight because of his historical standing and because many people in that region still see him as someone who speaks loudly for the interest of everyday Niger Deltans. Wikipedia. So when Wike visited Dokubo, it wasn't just a greeting or holiday goodwill. It was politically charged and symbolic. At the heart of their conversation was support for President Bola Tinubu's re-election in 2027. And the way Dokubo responded was very clear. He pledged his support to ensure that Tinubu succeeds in two ways. First, he expressed personal loyalty because, according to him, Tinubu stood by him during a difficult period in his life back in the early 1990s, long before he became a traditional ruler. And he said, and I quote from his remarks, that it is time to return the favor, meaning that he will do everything he can within his capacity to see Tinubu win another term. People's Gazette Nigeria. This statement from Dokubo has been widely reported and echoed across Nigerian media outlets. And it's a big deal because it signals not just idle support, but an alignment of interests between an influential traditional ruler and a sitting president and his backers. People are reading into this as a strategic move by President Tinubu's camp to shore up support in the South-South geopolitical zone, particularly in Rivers State, a zone that is politically vibrant and often seen as a battleground. Punch newspapers. Now, don't misunderstand, this is not a small endorsement. Asari Dokubo's influence runs deep in the parts of the Niger Delta. Even though he doesn't hold formal political office in the way politicians do, his voice resonates in communities where people look to traditional leadership for guidance. So his public backing of Tinubu is being interpreted as a significant political endorsement, especially coming at a time when the Tinubu administration is trying to consolidate support across regional power brokers ahead of 2027. The cable Wike, for his part, explained why he made the trip. He said he was there to thank the people of the community for their support, and importantly, to explain why they should rally behind President Tinubu in the 2027 election. He also used the opportunity to extend New Year greetings and express gratitude for the warm reception he received from Dokubo and his people. According to reports, Wike said something along the lines of, "I know traditional rulers don't typically play partisan politics, but you are my friend, and I could not be in your kingdom without saying Happy New Year." That was his tone. Diplomatic, respectful, but with a clear political undertone. Vanguard News. It's also important to reflect on the broader political context around this meeting. You've probably seen stories about how political alliances in Nigeria are shifting. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, and share.
At the talk, I'm saying the kind of politics they play in Nigeria is only in Nigeria they will play this kind of politics. So you all remember Wike, right? When Wike was having his goals with Fubara, Wike was busy dishing out words to injure people and to Asari Dokubo. He called him names. He said a lot of things against and about Asari Dokubo. But today, the same Fubara is making Wike so unsettled. The same Fubara is making Wike to shake. Do you know what Wike has done? Wike has crawled back to the same Asari Dokubo. He has gone back to meet Asari Dokubo. Guess where? In his own place. At Asari Dokubo's own space. He's gone to meet Asari Dokubo. Who knows what they discuss? Politics, obviously. But my question is, though, is Wike also forgetting that he's actually the minister of FCT? Has he forgotten that? Or is he forgetting? Do we need to remind Wike that his office is now in Abuja? Do we need to remind Wike? You see, Godfatherism. Everything that the people, other countries are using to, to build their own country, to build their economy. Once it gets to Nigeria, it turns to charcoal. They always mess it up. Wike ruled for a whole 8 years. He's now a minister in Abuja, probably going to be that minister for 8 years. He still wants to have a full control of what is happening in his state, Rivers State. How does it work? If not because of the wicked and demonic politics that these Nigerian politicians play. Wike has been so unsettled. So unsettled. By what? Because of Fubara joined APC, right? He don't want him joining APC. He wants to be the only player in the field. Well, it's Nigerian politics. We see how it goes.